back again with another video, making something here. So what I made is this shoe rack. Yeah, storage of shoes has been a problem for me. If you watch through this video, you'll be able to see the steps that I took to come up to this level. So this one is a shoe rack that I thought about and I decided to make, and it came out the way you can see it. So I'm just putting the final coat of paint, and after this final coat of paint I'll allow it to dry. Then I'll take it inside and arrange our shoes. We are a family of 6, so you can imagine a family of 6 with everyone having maybe 5 pairs of shoes or 4 pairs of shoes. That's gumboots. That's very many shoes. They can give you trouble in organizing, but I'm hoping this will sort me out. It was a bit hard to do this while talking, so most of what we were doing we were just doing while beating stories with these guys. So, but I'll put subtitles, how I prepared the timber, how I measured and cut the timber, how I joined the pieces until it came to these. So I am hoping this will serve me well, and once it does, then I'll be on to my next project. But this one looks good. So as we do this, tomorrow we are entering December. Tomorrow will be December, the 1st of December, and I don't know whether people have reached their resolutions. Personally, I stopped making resolutions, New Year resolutions, because I never live up to them. So I am hoping you guys reached your resolutions, or you realized them, or you realize them halfway, or 3/4 way, or full. Yes, I'm hoping you did, because the year is ending. If you didn't, then maybe it is time to analyze and see where we went wrong. But this year has been an interesting year for me. I want us to talk about an emergency fund. You know, that money that you keep aside in case of any emergency. Because emergencies don't inform you that they are coming. They just come and suddenly you are in an emergency and you are penniless. And now what? What are you supposed to do? Or you lose a job. You lose your job, or you get sick, or a family member gets sick and you don't have money. So one of the things that I managed to do this year was to start an emergency fund. Now I've been a very poor saver. My idea of saving was having those accounts where you access quarterly. Of course, I have the circle where I put some little money every month through checkoff, but that you cannot call that saving. So I have the circle, but it's quite little money, and then every year you get some dividends. Now also, some years back I took an education policy. So this year I started seeing some amount coming to my account. Actually, at first I was very skeptical. I was quite skeptical about insurance. So even as I was waiting, I was not sure that that money would actually come. But this year, when that date arrived, I got a message from the company. Then I got a call from the agent who sold me the policy 10 years ago. She still called me and told me that I should be expecting something. Apparently, the message was also sent to her that the policy has reached partial maturity, and that I should be expecting some cash into my account. And it was a good thing. At least it restored my faith. Restored my faith in insurance companies. I don't know, but at least this one my pet, but I was talking about an emergency fund. So the last few weeks have been a very anxious period for me, and I think for those of us who we socialize on Facebook, you have a clue. I was living in anxiety. I still am, because that situation has not yet resolved, but it is a crazy situation anyway, and it is a situation that can actually cause a cut in my source of income. But one thing I learned from it gave me more drive to work on my emergency fund. So like I told you previously, my idea of saving was having this kind of account. Most banks have it, where you keep your money you can access your money quarterly. After 3 months is when you can access your money. After another 3 months is when you can access your money. So now the problem with this account is, I thought I was saving, but after those 3 months I would go there, and sometimes I would take the whole amount out. Have a plan in case you are to fall. How far down will you fall? So have a plan, save, have an emergency account, and that will cushion you when things go south. So that when things go south, you're not left hanging. At least you have something to fall back on. So for the emergency fund, what I've been reading or listening to, people say, oh, you should have money that can sustain your lifestyle for 6 months. I've heard some say 3 months, different lengths of time. But I think the more the better. The more you can put aside, the better. Just put aside funds for an emergency, because tomorrow is not assured. It doesn't matter where you work. Tomorrow is not assured. Anything can happen anytime, and you find yourself in a very tricky position. So let's make it a culture. Let's make it a culture to keep money for those eventualities, unforeseen eventualities. That is something that this year has taught me, and that is something that I'm proud of, even as I end 2022 and look forward to stepping into 2023. We enjoy doing the things that we do here, so we hope you also enjoy. What I would like you guys to do is to subscribe. And help this channel to grow so that it will make sense, yeah? If you do watch, please share also with other guys so that they can watch. So that is what my shoerack looks like so far. I'm just looking through to make sure that the paint is enough everywhere. Yes. And when I'll be arranging the shoes, of course, I'll give you a glimpse of that process and how it will finally come out. So these are how many shelves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 shelves. I think those are enough for our shoes. If anyone has too many shoes, they'll have to dispose some of them, because maybe it might not be enough. We don't want one person's shoes to occupy the entire thing. We want all our shoes to fit here, and then we leave the other box. I hope you guys saw the box that I made. Please watch my earlier video, which I will link it below, so that you can see that box that we made earlier will stay strictly for putting gumboots in the veranda. That is what it is, and I think it looks good. So from afar, that is what it looks like. It looks okay. I'm just going through it with the paint to make sure that it is close to perfection. I want to make sure it's close to perfection, and then I'll allow it to dry. Then we'll take it inside and arrange our shoes on this shoe rack. So like I told you, some of this wood, the wood on the sides and the wood on top, is all wood that has been in this home for a while. But I thought I shouldn't throw it away. I decided to hoard that wood. Sometimes hoarding is good, sometimes it's a disease. So I hoarded that wood and kept it from 2011 to date. It has been just in this compound. Yeah, we could burn anything else but not that wood. So recently when I thought of a shoe rack, I looked at that wood and I was like, this wood can actually serve in making a shoe rack. So all I had to buy was some few feet of 6x1 to add the shelves. So the 6 shelves, from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the wood I bought. So it didn't cost me much. Around how much? Let's say around 700 bob for that wood. 700 or somewhere there. Around 700 shillings, 700 and something is the much I spent in buying wood. So for the nails, it's also leftover nails from other projects. When you are doing ceiling, when you are doing so many other things, you have nails that remain. So we just keep them. And this came out of it. I don't know how much this would cost me if I went to a carpentry shop. Maybe someone can comment. But what I like about it is that it's to my specifications. The height of it, the width of it, the number of shelves, and it will fit perfectly into my space, the space that I've designated for it. So there's something interesting about just looking at your space and curating stuff for your space, for yourself, the way you would like it to be. And that is one of the reasons I do the things that I do. So that is the project that is going on. I'm just going through it with the paint to make sure all the spots are properly covered. And once they are properly covered, I'll allow it to dry. I'll just leave it outside here overnight. I think tomorrow, by the time I come back from work, it will be dry and I'll take it inside. Then maybe the day after that, I'll take time to organize the shoes. There's nothing as difficult as organizing shoes for a family like ours. We are 6 family members. So you can imagine, of course I have the most shoes. Then the children have their shoes, they have the sport shoes, they have their church shoes, they have their school shoes, they have all sorts of shoes. And then we are 6 of us. So you can imagine how difficult it can be to organize shoes. So sometimes you find them under the bed, you find them all over the place. But once we have this and everyone has been inculcated into the culture of putting their shoes on this, I think we will be good to go. There's nothing as irritating as walking around and you are just hitting shoes. You check under your bed, you want to clean under the bed and there are shoes all over. So this one will help us in organizing, and we'll leave it outside here overnight. Tomorrow it will be dry. When I come back from work, I'll carry it into the house, and then the day after that or over the weekend, I'll do the arranging of the shoes, and I think I'll take you through that process too. Meanwhile, I hope you enjoy the content that I create. If you watch and you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Please, it's very easy. There's just a link there, a tab written on it, subscribe. It is a black tab just under the video, a black tab written subscribe. Just hit that tab and you'll be subscribed. So the channel is growing. So far we are 20 subscribers, and I'm hoping we get more. I'm hoping we get more of you should subscribe so that we build this channel. But for now, let me continue with the painting, and I will show you once it is fully done, and that is when we'll be arranging the shoes on it, and maybe putting some deco on it, some deco pieces on it, so that it will make that space look beautiful. Also, it's along the corridor, somewhere where the 3 bedrooms meet. So somewhere along the corridor, I'll place it there so that all of us can access it and keep our shoes there. Pick your shoe from there when you are leaving for work. In the evening, leave it in the veranda. They are dusted the next day and arranged on the shoe rack. So thank you guys. Keep watching. Please watch to the end. And once you watch, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Give me your comments on how you think about this.